Hey guys, thank you for joining us. Today we are doing a Valentine's Day themed dinner. We've got a budget-friendly option and we've got a little bit more fancy option. So I will let you tell the wonderful folks that are watching this what we are preparing today.
Yes, so for our date night, we have our amazing 6-ounce fillets that we're gonna pair with some sauteed garlic shrimp and our baby roasted potatoes. And for those that do family Valentine's dinners like my family does, this is a sirloin steak for the budget-friendly romantic dinners. So we've got, and we'll pair it with shrimp and the potatoes as well.
So the only thing surf and turf.
Yeah, the only thing we're really switching out is the fillets for the sirloin. Right. But both of them are high quality and they're so delicious. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to marinate or season the steaks. And personally, I don't think you really have to season a steak too much,
especially not our steaks. They're so good. They don't require much at all. Sorry.
Exactly. You know, I'm not a huge fan of over seasoning steaks. A little bit of garlic salt, a little bit of pepper. That's about all you need. For itself. Right. So marinate one side, marinate the other.
You and that garlic salt.
I know, I'm telling you.
It's delicious.
It
makes everything better.
If somebody ever came out, if the FDA came out and said that garlic salt is bad for your health,
you would tell them they were lying.
You know what? I would just say, you know, I'm going to take my risk. I would rather die happy than die without my garlic salt.
Yeah. Okay, now tell me about the potatoes, because we put these on a little earlier.
So,
they take a little longer.
So because our roasted potatoes take a little bit longer on just to cook, you want to either do them in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes, or you do it in the pan at about medium to medium high heat until they're warmed through. It's already cooked, it's already seasoned. All you got to do is put it in the pan.
Be sure they're warm in the center.
Right, exactly. So we already
put those on a little bit before before we started recording. That way people would know that it's all prepared at the same time. So
right. And then for our steaks, I like to use a little bit of olive oil, because when we finish the steaks off, we're going to finish it off with some tarragon rosemary butter. But for now, just to cook it, we're going to put it on some olive oil, and I'm going to do it on this awesome griddle. I have it set on 400. There's our fillets. And here are our sirloins. So the sirloins are 8 ounces, and the fillets are 6 ounces. Okay, and we just want to let it sizzle, leave it alone. Once it's on the griddle, I like to add a little bit of pepper on the top.
Just give it a little something extra.
Give it a little something extra, yes. All right, now we have some shrimp that was already thawed, and of course,
more garlic salt.
More garlic salt.
And this is our already peeled, deveined, detailed
exactly
shrimp, and it's delicious. So it's
yes,
raw.
It's
ready
raw,
to go.
Ready to go.
Defrost.
Okay, so
we have other shrimp options too, but
we have cooked shrimp option, but I like to cook it myself.
I like the raw a little bit better.
So, and we have our pan at about medium, and I put about a tablespoon of butter in there. Okay, I like my butter for this recipe, for the butter to be a little brown. It just gives it that nutty flavor. Okay, and then a little bit of garlic.
And this is, I mean, obviously one of those things that cooks up quick enough that It's a great Valentine's dinner if maybe you're not the best chef and don't have a whole lot of time. You could throw this together easy peasy because we're keeping the ingredients very, very simple for each thing. Not a 3-ring circus, you know, or anything like that. So fellas, listen up. If you're not a good chef, you could do this one for your lady.
Yes, it's very, very easy.
Stir that around in the butter. Now, do you flip each of them individually, or do you just sort of throw them around in the pan?
I just kind of throw them around in the pan. I mean, you can flip each one separately.
Right.
It's up to you.
Yeah, whatever your comfort is.
And the whole. But you don't want to overcrowd the shrimp. Like, you don't want to pile on the shrimp so that it doesn't cook. You want to kind of spread it out, and you don't want to crowd it too much.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll take longer to cook.
And for someone who's never cooked shrimp before, you want to go from gray to pink. That way you know it's cooked. As soon as it's pink.
Right. When it's pink, take it off the burner.
Off the heat.
And take it off the heat. Turn it off, whatever, because the shrimp will continue to cook for about 3 to 4 minutes while it's sitting there.
So you don't want to overcook it. So if
you don't want
pink,
rubber.
There's no more gray, then take it off and you are good to go. Just let it do its own thing for a couple more minutes.
Right. You do not want rubber shrimp.
No.
See how it's turned nicely pink?
And it cooks up fast too. Shrimp, a lot of people underestimate how quickly shrimp cooks, but within 5 minutes it's done.
Yes. And to give it that healthy factor, what I like to do, because we got steak, we got potatoes, we got shrimp, need a little veggie. You can either pair it with a salad, which would be great. Any salad would be great with it. But I like to use pea sprouts. You can find that in most Asian grocery stores. So you put a little bit of pea sprouts on there.
Freshen it up a little bit. Add a little color as well.
Add a little color as well. That's right.
I would have never thought to do that. That looks delicious.
And it smells amazing.
And pea sprouts are one of those things, there's not a whole lot of like distinct flavor with them. So it's you can add it to a dish and it doesn't take away from what the main component is, and it also doesn't.
Right, and you just want to warm it up because you want it to be a little crunchy, and it kind of gives it that that texture that pairs well with shrimp.
Nice.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it off because our shrimp is done.
Already done.
Okay.
Are we coming onto the plate here?
And we're going over here.
Okay.
I'm going to turn.
Nice little sear.
Because as you can see, the sides have already started cooking up. So that means that it released really well and gave it a good sear. So that means that the steaks were ready to turn.
All right.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and
plate the shrimp.
Plate the shrimp.
Yum. Looks so fresh with that green.
Right.
It smells good too, with the garlic. Garlic and butter, like how could you go wrong?
Exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Our steaks just need a couple more minutes on that side. How are our potatoes doing?
Our potatoes are looking great.
Awesome.
So they're almost done.
Okay.
They're nicely warmed through, and you can see that it's starting to form that nice little crust on the potatoes. Right?
I love our baby bakers. They just make things look better. And the fact that they're already cooked, you're not baking them for 2 hours.
Right, and they're already pre-seasoned for you, so
good.
it makes it even
If you haven't added
easier.
those to your order yet, or if you're not a current customer, that's one of those things you're really going to want in your freezer, because you wouldn't think a potato would translate in the freezer, but our roasted potatoes are delicious. Those bad boys are so good. We've got a mashed potato option too.
Oh,
It's
and
one of our sides.
we have a smashed potato
Yeah.
that has just come out, and
Yeah.
I got to try it already.
Yeah.
And, oh,
So good.
so good.
There's so many
So,
options.
so good.
We keep it super easy for everybody and healthy too. Like, that's one of the things we like to talk about, is that these are raw dishes that we essentially cook up in 30 minutes or less generally, and then you're eating fairly healthy food. Like, I could stuff my face and not feel that bad about it.
I don't feel guilty at all. But of course, I never feel guilty eating
Yeah.
our food
No,
because it's
I don't
so
either.
healthy.
And it's so good for you. No pesticides, no antibiotics, no
Right. No
none of that.
fillers,
No
no,
fillers.
no additives, no saline washes, pure,
no
pure meat.
hormones.
Right. And like you
Love
said a couple times when we were talking, that you're allergic to shellfish.
But ours doesn't bother me. It's really strange because only sometimes I have an allergy.
But that's when you like eat a whole lot, right?
Well, not even. It just really depends on the shellfish that I'm eating. So I'm starting to wonder, I've never done an allergy test or anything like that, but I'm starting to wonder if it's some sort of preservative that's put on the shrimp, because if I get it from certain restaurants and not others,
Right.
I have a reaction. But ours, our crab didn't bother me, our lobster didn't bother me,
Huh.
our shrimp hasn't, like, no sign of shellfish allergies. So I don't,
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
All right. So the steaks are almost done.
Right.
So how I like to finish off a steak to just give it that extra flavor. So I put probably
Is that
about
like-
3 tablespoons of butter on there.
Yeah. In your shrimp pan.
Yes, in my shrimp pan. And I do that because I want to marry the flavor of everything. I'm very big on keeping a theme to all the to my meals.
Dishes.
So
Just let the butter melt a
let
little
the
bit.
butter melt. Okay. And then as it's melting, I put in a couple sprigs of rosemary and a couple sprigs of tarragon.
Now, we were talking
Like
about
so.
this before we started recording. Tarragon is one of those things. Some people like it, some people don't. And if
Right,
you,
kind of like cilantro.
right. So if you don't like tarragon,
You don't
then
have to.
You don't have to. You can
Yeah.
throw in thyme or whatever.
I just
And
like
that's
the.
delicious.
I just personally like the taste of tarragon
I do too.
and because tarragon's kind of like licorice.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah,
But and it marries very well with a steak. So as you can see,
I'll eat anything. Anything you cook, I trust.
Aw,
because it's
thank
all
you.
delicious. You
All
haven't.
right.
You haven't let me down yet.
I hope I never do.
I doubt you will.
All right, so I'm gonna take one of our fillets.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna
Boy,
put
that
some
looks
of
good.
one of our sirloins. I'm gonna put it in here. Let it warm up,
All right.
and then I'm gonna take a little. I'm gonna take the butter. I'm gonna
Give it a little bath.
give it a little bath and let it absorb some of the tarragon,
Some of the flavor
rosemary.
from the herbs.
As you can see, it bubbles, and as you can also hear, I don't know if you can hear it, but
The crackling.
our potatoes are crackling, which is always a good sign. All right, our potatoes are ready.
Good, good, good.
Okay.
I'm gonna just bring the plate closer, and you can do whatever you need. This is gonna be so good. Not sure what my husband's planning on cooking for Valentine's Day. That's our special thing. He always cooks me dinner. He's a great cook. So
Ooh,
maybe I'll suggest this.
Little potatoes on there.
Yum.
Okay, and you just cook your steak to whatever, however you like it. Medium, well. If you like it well, so be it. But
we're more of a medium rare person.
I'm a more rare, medium rare type of person.
Same. Mooing.
Right. If I can still hear it mooing, it's a good thing. Sorry, vegetarians. I don't mean to offend. It's just the truth.
Different strokes. I say that all the time. It's
all
food.
right.
Everybody has their own preferences. Yum.
Okay, so here is our
excited.
filet.
Okay. There's the sirloin.
And there is our sirloin.
All right. All right, are we ready to taste test?
Yes.
Or, okay. I don't know where to start. The steak rest a little bit. So we'll start with the shrimp and get a little bit of the pea sprouts with the shrimp. It's such a mild flavor, the pea sprouts, but it adds just a little hint of something. It's nice.
Right. Because when you have shrimp or any type of fish with a mild flavor as it is, you don't want to overpower it with like a very strong.
Potatoes are delicious as well, very easy. All right, I'm gonna cut into, should I do the filet or the sirloin first?
Let's do the filet.
Okay. All right. Ooh, that is a perfect medium rare. See that? Yum. Warm red center. I'm about to eat it. You can definitely taste that tarragon, that little finishing component. It's delicious. It's healthy. Got good flavors going together. It all sort of mashes up, and it looks pretty too because a bunch of color on this plate.
Yes, definitely.
So,
and why don't you go ahead and try the sirloin?
Try the sirloin too. It's a big old piece, but this is also warm red center. I'm going to cut this piece in half though, so I'm not chewing too much food in my mouth as I try to talk.
And it's tender. It's not. I wanted you to try the
You're
filet
not
first.
really compromising flavor for the cheaper cut of meat. So
not at all.
I mean, the fillets cut a little easier. They're a little bit more tender, but the flavor is right there for both. So certainly a great option if you're feeding the whole family, or if you're a little bit more budget conscious, to do the sirloin over the filet. Filet also delicious option. Our shrimp, boneless, boneless. Listen to me. Deveined, peeled,
Unshelled.
raw shrimp, and then our baby bakers, already seasoned and cooked through. It's all delicious, and if you are interested in any of our products or anything, or if you want to see our any recipes or any food combinations, have any dietary restrictions, comment below. Let us know. We want to hear from you, and we will be back again next week. Bye-bye. We forgot. What would Valentine's Day be without chocolate or any sort of dessert component? So we had this sitting there. Totally forgot to serve it up, but here we are. This is what editing's for. We've got our, what is this? Our chocolate fudge cake.
Yes, and it is.
Oh man, get
it
close,
comes already
Sage.
sectioned.
It's already in sections like that. It comes frozen. You just refrigerate it till it's nice and soft and not hard as a rock.
Or you just let it sit out. Look at that.
Oh man, you're brave.
Yum.
That is delicious. Not good for you at all, but it's good for your heart.
It's good for my soul. Yes. And
Good.
it's good for my feelings.
Good for your inner fat kid. Love it.
Inner fat.
I am going to leave that one alone, but I'm going to get a good bite of this.
Valentine's and chocolate. Can't go wrong.
I mean, all of our desserts, they actually cracked eggs and put them together. So, you know you're getting a really, really good option instead of some preservative-filled, bad for you stuff. I mean, it's bad for you, but not as bad as it could be for you.
Exactly.
So. But anyway, yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Y'all take care.